Since Destiny was originally announced, there was so much excitement and life behind the newly anticipated game released by Bungie. From taking all of the success from Halo and turning it into a game we love and cherish today, it was a true accomplishment to bring the world of Destiny to such great heights we have seen in the past 10 years. Hey guys, I'm Rob Muncher, and today I wanted to give hope and background to the Destiny community and light that we are destined for another sequel to Destiny 2. To give you the anticipation you were looking for, we need to take a step back in time to go over some brief history of Bungie and how they revolutionized the gaming industry. Bungie back in February 2013 broke the news that their new open-world first-person shooter Destiny was their next focus for years to come. This was huge news as Bungie had recently given the rights to their original fan-favorite creation Halo to 343 Industries to continue to make in 2012. During this time, most fans and gamers were stuck in this sort of limbo that we are currently experiencing today between what is next for Halo, and they kept asking the question, how will Bungie survive? Bungie first began working on Destiny in 2009, where we first even saw a glimpse of what we didn't know at the time was their next feature franchise in Halo ODST, Destiny Awaits. They took a small team that worked on Halo Reach and increased that to over 400 people to focus on their next adventure. Under the publisher Activision, Bungie had signed a contract for a 10-year span to produce 3 separate installments of the newly announced franchise Destiny. With Destiny 1 officially launching in 2014, this would mean that roughly every 3.5 years, Bungie would produce 3 named titles to the world. But that all changed when Bungie and Activision decided to break off their agreement, and Bungie then became an independent studio in January 2019, just under 5 years from the original Destiny launch. Bungie originally had a plan for 3 Destinies while being published and funded by Activision, so the real question is, why did that happen? As we all know, Activision is a very well-known company from publishing multiple installments across the Call of Duty franchise, and being the third largest third-party publisher in the world, we can easily see how Bungie splitting from them would take a blow. During the time the split had occurred, Destiny 2 was coming off of one of their best expansions they have ever created with Forsaken, preparing for an upcoming DLC release Shadowkeep in September.
We want to make Destiny weird again. We want to bring the hobby back. That's what we've been saying all year.
The plan in year 2 is that there's something new to chase, something new to do, some new experience that's happening every week, every month, year round. Forsaken is the beginning of the season of the Outlaw, which is season 4 of Destiny 2.
Activision was a very deadline-driven, as a very profitable and demanding company should be, but Bungie had other visions for the Destiny franchise. Destiny 2 was released in September 2017, and they were still on schedule to produce another installment within a 10-year period every 3 years since the original Destiny launched. So the real question is, what happened and why did Activision and Bungie really split? In a 2019 article following the recent breakup, Activision's Cody Johnson stated that Bungie was not meeting the financial requirements that they originally sought out, and later said that the split was mutual. But as we have seen the player count on Destiny and Destiny 2 reach astronomical levels, there were still doubts about the future of Destiny according to Activision. Bungie definitely took a hit once the split happened with one of their worst launches in Shadowkeep from a server, player count, and revenue standpoint, but they have managed to bounce back since with the release of Beyond Light and later one of the fan favorites, Witch Queen. Bungie felt that Destiny 2 had a lot more to offer than the 3-year timestamp that it was given. This is where the player count and future of Destiny 2 really began to sink in with the release of Lightfall and how disappointing it was. Bungie was approaching their 10-year timeline for the core Destiny game, and their anticipation for the final shape, even with the small delays in Witch Queen and final shape, was in limbo. Through numerous articles about revenue disappointments and lack of content, many are speculating that the final shape will be Destiny 2's final DLC, and once the first series of episodes concludes, that the game will eventually die. While that may be possible, I wanted to focus on why I believe there will be another sequel to Destiny 2. When Destiny 1 had ran its course with the last installment of Rise of Iron, Destiny felt this sort of limbo, and there was this feeling of hopelessness of what is next for Destiny. In comparison to where we are now to back in 2016, the game and Destiny universe has drastically changed in regard to story, content, outside projects, and Bungie itself has grown tremendously. Bungie would then join with Sony in 2022 to help make that last push in saving Destiny 2 and build on creating the future. Now, we don't know exactly what Bungie and Sony's plans are yet, but here are my thoughts on why I still believe, even through all the ups and downs, that they are still destined for Destiny 3. Bungie has multiple projects they are working on, from TV shows and series built off of the Destiny games, but that is not where their main source of income comes from. The revenue that they have built off of Destiny 2 has allowed them to open new studios and avenues to continue the great stories we enjoy playing today. And a lot of focus has transitioned to their newly announced installment Marathon. which is said to be an extraction shooter along the similarities with Escape from Tarkov. Many believe that Destiny 2 will die and Marathon will be the future of Bungie, but none of the moves Bungie has done show that. Destiny 2 PvP has always been a bit of confusion and detachment between devs and community. The PvP community is quite large, and it could be thought that Bungie going forward will want those players to transition to Marathon. But last year they opened up a new PvP Strike Force team to make necessary changes to PvP in Destiny 2. In recent news as well, the previous game director Joe Blackburn announced his departure after the final shape. Now this might be the nail in the coffin, but in my perspective this is the perfect move for them to build a brighter future for a sequel to Destiny 2. Tyson has been with Bungie since the early Halo days and has seen all of the success and doubts through all of the years, as well as being one of the company's, quote, one of the best developers. Even through the recent layoffs, which isn't a big deal to my eyes because the industry as a whole is experiencing it one way or the other, Bungie is still targeting Destiny to continue after the Light and Dark saga ends. We're in 2024 now, and Final Shape is set to launch in June, with 3 separate episodes set to extend after the DLC that spans 6 weeks each in total. So realistically, we can expect Destiny 2 to wrap things up late October or sometime in November. When Destiny transitioned to Destiny 2, where there was about a year or so downtime, where there was nothing really going on, and I feel that we will experience something of the same, where there will be small updates here and there, but nothing major or any form of huge content being put out, but a bit longer of a timeline between the two. This will give Bungie time to experience the launch of Marathon without Destiny 2 being the main focus, as I expect Marathon to release in 2025. So if there is a Destiny 3, when can we expect it, and what needs to happen for the game to be even more successful? If the timeline lined up perfect, I would expect Destiny 3 in either late 2026 or 2027. This would give Marathon a full year to test the market and allow the studios to create another great installment. Bungie consists of roughly 1,600 employees and is still backed by the publisher Sony. They have a brand new facility, and they're on the rise to still produce a great game going forward. Destiny 3 was very much in the picture when Bungie was with Activision. Now Destiny 3 would need to be a completely new game with bringing in remaining characters and abilities, but weapons, weapon types, destinations, enemy types, and more will need to change. To make the game feel fresh and not just a continuation to Destiny 2, they will need to excite players to want to test out new things but still feeling that overall Destiny theme we all love. Now I don't know if Destiny 3 will be a success or even if it is happening, but these are my very intrinsic thoughts that I've stirred for years as a Destiny 1 beta player and one who fell in love with the series from the very beginning. Now I love Destiny, but please don't take my love for the game as one to say that I have agreed with everything Bungie has done. There are plenty of changes and things they could do better and fix to make Destiny one of the greatest franchises ever. If they could focus more on the content side of things and less microtransactions, where I feel they lost a lot of the original Destiny core players. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my thoughts on the future of Destiny and why I believe through all of the issues as of late, we can still anticipate there being a Destiny 3 in the near future. I would love to talk more about this, so please leave comments below and I will be sure to answer any thoughts or questions you might have. I look forward to what the final shape in the future holds for Destiny, and I hope you do too.